What battle rifles are good? Are there any you should avoid? Well, you're about to learn about all the battle rifles' unique stats and how they stack up against each other because you clicked on a Modern Warfare 2 Worst to Best, a series where I rank all weapons within a class after I've unlocked Platinum Camo and have a considerable amount of experience with each. First up is actually an honorable mention for the Gel Blaster Surge in this sponsored segment of the video. Now, the Gel Blaster Surge uses these little water-based gel pellets called gellets. You soak these gellets in water, load them into the hopper, and blast away. They immediately begin to evaporate for minimal cleanup and maximum fun. There's two blasting modes. You got semi-auto for control blasting, and my favorite, full auto, with enough blasting power to reach over 100 feet. The Gel Blaster Surge has a rechargeable battery, making charging easy. All you do is plug in the included USB cord, just like you would a phone. If you're interested, click the link in my description and use code DSimilar10 to get 10% off the Gel Blaster Surge. Thank you, Gel Blaster Surge, for sponsoring this section of the video. Now, the battle rifles. The worst battle rifle in the game, hands down, is the Lockman 7.62, starting us off at the number 4 spot. The Season 2 update said the Lockman 7.62 got buffed in the patch notes, but in game, the Lockman actually got nerfed. Nerfed really hard, so much so that it is definitely the worst battle rifle now. It's a 2 to 3 shot kill requiring more accuracy at range. It'll then fall off to a 3 shot kill only at 43 meters and beyond. It already had a slower fire rate and they nerfed it even more in Season 2, and now the Lockman is the slowest killing battle rifle in a majority of situations. On top of that, it has some challenging recoil. It's bouncy, it has significant sway and slow recenter speed, which makes it tricky to use at mid-range and beyond. It makes this the most inconsistent battle rifle from experience. Now, I prefer to use the battle rifles in semi-auto mode. This applies to all the battle rifles. When you switch them to full auto, they generally kill slower and are more challenging to use because of additional recoil. There is one battle rifle that I'll point out where full auto has its benefits. Otherwise, I'll always recommend that you use these in semi-auto. For example, to bring this back to the Lockman can one-shot headshot within its first damage range in semi-auto. It can't do this in full auto, and that one-shot headshot is pretty nice. Another nice trait is that it has the fastest aim-down sight speed in class, but that's countered by a slower than average reload at 4 seconds. But at least there's a fast mag option for this weapon if you want to sacrifice an attachment slot. Prior to the update, I actually had the Lockman at the bottom of the list. It will likely never be an above average weapon because of its bouncy recoil, and it'd need a significant fire rate buff to be good. And that would encroach on the other battle rifles and require a significant class-wide rebalance, which is why I'm confident in slotting the Lockman 7.62 at worst. Next up at the number 3 spot, I have the TAQ-V, which is a decent rifle. Originally, I had it at 2nd on my list, but an upcoming battle rifle had a significant buff that pushed the TAQ down in Season 2. The TAQ is a 2 to 3 shot kill requiring more accuracy at range. It will fall off to a 3 to 4 shot at 46 meters and beyond. And unlike the Lockman, the TAQ cannot one-shot headshot, which kinda sucks, but if you can land shots, the TAQ-V can be competitive with the other battle rifles and other weapon classes, outgunning a decent amount of weapons the further out you get in range. Landing shots should be easy with the TAQ-V because the recoil is fairly minimal. It also has a fast reload. Now, the aim down sight speed is slower than average, but the good news is you can stack a lot of the faster handling attachments that harm your recoil, and your recoil actually doesn't get harmed much. It's still very usable. So you can improve that slow aim down sights and all the handling stats and still land your shots consistently. The TAQ-V is easy to use, it's a reliable weapon. Obviously, it's not the best being at the number 3 spot, but it's good and you can put in some work with it. Runner-up at the number 2 spot is the SO14, which was a decent weapon before the Season 2 update, but it got a significant buff to its fire rate, and now it is the fastest killing battle rifle in semi-auto. It will require the most accuracy to be effective with it. You need to hit chest and up for that faster kill rather than wasting up like the other 3 rifles. But if you can land those shots, you can kill in as little as 111 milliseconds, which is essentially tied with the RAL LMG as the fastest killing non-one-shot weapon in the game. The SO14 is also the one battle rifle that doesn't put you at a massive disadvantage when you use it in full auto, thanks to its fast fire rate. While its close range potential is slow in full auto, the 4 to 5 shot kill you can get at mid to long ranges can outgun the other battle rifles in semi-auto mode. Not just full auto, semi-auto as well. It's going to perform better in semi-auto mode, but I highly recommend you give it a try in full auto if you haven't already. It handles just like an assault rifle. Now, while the SO14's damage is fantastic, it's not at that number 1 spot because it's held back by its handling speeds. It has the slowest aim down sights and the slowest sprint to fire in class, and while not the slowest, the reload speed is slower too. This sluggishness isn't ideal for a battle rifle's role, so I just can't put it at that number 1 spot because the number 1 battle rifle is much more versatile. But before we get to that number 1 rifle, a friendly reminder, please don't forget to click the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and any support is greatly appreciated. Now, at the number 1 spot, the best battle rifle in Modern Warfare 2 right now is the FTac Recon. I'm not gonna lie, this was a bit of a struggle to use without attachments when you level it up, but trust me, when you know what to adjust for, the FTac Recon is pretty darn good. Its damage was the best before the SO14 buff, but it's still respectively close with a 120 to 240 millisecond time to kill. This will then fall off to a 3 to 4 shot kill at 43 meters and beyond. In between all the battle rifles, the FTac Recon should feel the most consistent. You have to land shots from the waist up at any range for the faster time to kill. It doesn't switch up to chest up only or anything like that like the other battle rifles do. This is also the only battle rifle that has the ability to one-shot to the head within the closest damage range alongside the Lockman. The FTac has the second fastest aim down sight speed, trailing very closely to the Lockman, and it is the fastest reloading battle rifle in class. Now, the downsides to the FTac Recon is its inconvenient 10-round mag. All the other battle rifles have 20 rounds default, but you can fix this with the extended mag attachment. The FTac also has significantly lower bullet velocity, which can be addressed with high velocity rounds, and it has some bouncy recoil that may not be to your liking, but again, this can be fixed with the right attachments. Again, this was a bit of a struggle to use at first without the attachments, but you can kit the Recon out to address all those downsides while maintaining the default handling speeds, if not slightly better. It's the most versatile out of all the battle rifles, which is why it is well deserving of the number 1 spot. If you don't believe me, you gotta try out my class setup for it. Stay tuned because that short will be coming out shortly. But hey, if you disagree with me on a battle rifle or perhaps my entire list, as always, you're encouraged to comment your own worst to best list or any thoughts you have on my list. Thank you again to Gel Blaster Surge for sponsoring a segment of this video. Please don't forget to click like, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.